So, ladies and gentlemen, I was asked what is the fun of Widelands, and I will show it to you. Yeah, why do I play it, and what are interesting parts of it. And you can see at the beginning you don't see very much. Here's a map. We have an interesting two-player map, like blue is playing against red, and we can also see that. Yeah, all the action that is going on right here. The sound is very loud, that's the main point. Exactly. And so what we will see here is like we have a build up and all these buildings are looking quite similar, but this is not very nice, interesting. But the most important point is you have different buildings. Like at the beginning, you don't see a lot. Like this is the building where you can train your soldiers. You have all these capacities in it, and as soon as you have this one, this, and this or this, you get a stage up. And then you can have all of these, you can have right here, and you can try to attack. Like we have these upgrades right here, and now I try to attack here. And it's all about timing, because if you go for resources, you need food, of course. And for the food, you need a fluent production of the farm right here. You have a farm or a fish production. And you also need the so the interesting part is like you have every var and that's connected to each other. I've made another video about it. Like if you can just search my first video I've ever done, like it's a 1 versus 1 of two of the best players of the world, and there you can see like every single var is exactly managed and everything is like exactly fitting, and it has a very high demand on mathematical skills to get to be a very good pro player or to be a very good 1 versus 1 player. And I think it's the hardest job in the world. Like there is so much to manage and so much to have on the economy side and like manage everything. Like not the graphical side. On the graphical side it looks like nice and something like that, but in fact it's extremely intense. Like on every bar you can see it, like right here. For these mines you need the food, and you can mix the food in the tavern. Let's see if we can find one. Here's a tavern, and they are combining like this production. So you have two different production lines, and you want to combine them perfectly. You have the one with the bread. The bread comes usually from the farm in the beginning, but you can only build a farm when you have space. You need a space, and then you can grow up and to finish some breads. On the other side, you need resources like fish. You have fish right here on the big lake, but you do not have fish everywhere. And on pro games, fish is set very strategically, so you really need to fit it out. And like you can also have berry farms to make the bread more effective, or that you don't need so much bread. And so it's very complex. And Lorenz also asked me if I can make a video in German. Kann ich auch mal probieren, dass ich mal das Ganze so mache. Wäre eigentlich auch mal eine gute Idee. But we will focus on the same language right now, because so everyone can understand it. And so we have the coal mine right here. And you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's not only about timing, it's only about quantity, like how many you build and in which timing you are doing them. And I think the interesting part is that it has really some high level 1 versus 1 games and some high level pro games. And even if you are pro and if you do it for a very long time, there is always something to improve. Like even if it's the timing of the building, you need stone and all the resources. Like, do you build one more or one less, or do you start with a farm? Like like myself, I also invented the now common two-farm build. Like it's a build where you start right at the beginning with the headquarter. You start with two farms. And so this production of these, like say, two farms, one farm here, one farm there, will eventually finish in the production of bread. It's a little bit faster, and I can decide to put the bread into first upgrades right here to make a fast evade upgrade for these. In the same time, I will try to build up these mines, and as soon as they finished, I will manage my bread that I have right here, like these breads. These breads I can manage them very nice with coal and every resource I need at the moment, so I can put all of these resources in a um, early production of soldiers and a good production of these resources. Like usually I mix coal and iron in a perfect way, like 50% more coal than iron. And so yeah, this goes very fast, but you have to really look. But the fascinating point is that all of you wars, these are the wars you have to manage. And all of these wars, you can find an optimum. You can find the perfect way to manage everyone. Like now, it's completely out of the game because this is just a showing game, not a really interesting one versus one. But here you can see like you have many wars, but if you play to a high level, you really manage to have everywhere zero. You manage to have here zero, there zero, there zero. There are only zeros, and so you have a perfect in-time production. And this in-time production has so many dependencies. Yeah, you have to try it. You have to try it. And yeah, um, I think it's aimed for players that are playing on a very high level and they don't play for fun or play for anything else. They play to, yeah, to find the optimum and to find a very good one. If you have any questions, just ask me and I will try to answer all of them, like how is the production going and how is the dependencies of VARs and everything. And if you want to play a one versus me, you first have to maybe Google it, Google Widelands, and then you can just download the newest version if you like, of course, and we will meet us in the lobby for a very epic one versus one game. And so see you there.